That's
You
right. I
have
remember.
you have to follow the law of the forest, and if you have the blood ties to the earth and you issue the edict based on the law of the forest, you can say cease and desist on all of the deforestation, and it has to stop.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chain reaction of things that happen before you see it manifest, but it has to stop. And it's not going to stop like slamming on brakes.
Yeah.
It's going to stop more like a plane landing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So over there, y'all, they fighting the mortgage companies. Now the remedy in law, when that fraud is discovered, the one who is the victim to the fraud is the one entitled to what they call the upper hand in the contract. That means that when they cancel the contract for the fraud, the person that was defrauded has to receive the benefit. This is what they're offering as a payout.
Yeah.
But they're also supposed to dispose of the property in the custody of the person that was defrauded with the mortgage that put the lien on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So over there, this is if what you're saying is accurate, then that means that on that side of the pond, the barristers are being systematically choked out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, the barristers are the bookkeepers for the lords.
Yeah.
That's all they do is they really book the ones with the wig on their head. That's the lamb's wool, right? Because they are the cattle to the Lord. They is his livestock. They his what you call his sheep herder dog.
Okay.
Okay. Now the banking institutions coming out of Switzerland, different part of the same clan, different rank in hierarchy.
Yeah.
The bankers are the accountants to the lords and those of higher rank.
Okay. So what's this thing with the nobility? Because what this chap was telling me, he said, look, when you've proved that they've done you a wrong, once you prove to them, these people have to compensate you.
That's what I was
make you equal to make you equal to them.
Or make you whole is what it's called.
Yeah,
over here
in
law they say make you whole.
Okay.
But over there it's called equity. That's why they say make you equal, because they mean two different things on each side of the pond.
So why is it, what I don't understand is, why is it different over to your side than what it is over to this side?
They can't control us if they had the same consistency across the board around the world. We wouldn't be controllable.
Yeah.
You got to control the herds in small groups. You have to split the herd up.
Yeah.
When they start getting rebellious, you got to take the leader out.
Okay.
Now you can control them for your purposes.
Yeah.
So the royal families is the so-called royal families, I should say. They acting on behalf of some people that don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
All right. These are called the Amun priests. Right. They emerged to usurp Egypt as Hyksos, but they came out of Persia from the land of Babylon. Caused the internal conflict when the pharaoh, one of the women in his harem, was high-ranking Persian, right? And so everybody think that the Solomon story, Solomon got tricked by a woman. That's not the case. It's the wisest man in the world gonna always know the difference in the types of women that he associate with.
Yeah.
This was the priests of two different royal families fighting. It's cyclic. It keeps repeating under different clothes over a prolonged period of time until somebody put a stop to it by identifying who's involved in what they're doing.
Yeah.
The only reason the conjure work because we don't know that the spell is there. When you walk the people through the parts of the spell, you begin to break the spell because now the mystery that held you in captivity to the mystery God is resolved in your mind. Now that issue, they can't hold you with that ignorance no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when we know what they doing. So it was two classes of priests fighting. The priest of the Pharaoh's house or Mama's house called the priest of the Aten. And the priest from Babylon, or the moon priests, as what they was called when they first came to Kemet, the priest who was originally priest of Alat, or priestesses of Alat, that was taken into the royal harem, that was bickering with the priestesses of Aset.
Okay.
Right? But they used the sons to fight the wars. Mama's boys.
Okay.
Now it becomes a competition of which mama can raise the boy worthy and strong enough to carry the crown, because heavy is the head that holds the crown. You have to go through a specific type of training. And if your mama is tied into the earth, she gonna automatically know how to introduce you to the hierarchy and give you the skill set required to go out in the world and be most loved and most respected out of the despised and rejected until you can raise yourself up, master of masters, self-raised masters, right? All these boys get together and they get in a huddle like a football game, right? So they come out with thug life. But that's just a rap branch. Hip hop traces back, right? So these branches that's branching off, every motherfucking branch is another sect or military faction.
Okay.
Now the generals is giving the orders. A general in war, first to bomb, right? Similar to Saddam, sometimes I question saying like things running for that last vein, stuck in the game. What game? You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. What's the rules? Why they don't give us the rules? Because you got to figure it out.
Right.
The one that figure it out get to change the world. Game of the Gods, 101. I'm not saying I'm going to change the world or I'm going to make this happen, but I guarantee you if I keep talking on all this dirt, I'm going to spark the brain that's going to change the world.
So, so what would you say then that the path will be to take? Because obviously I'm part of the system here. I've had my situation where I had mortgages. They took them away from me. The chap who I'm dealing with said, look, they took those things away from you fraudulently. They shouldn't have done that. They've broken this law, that law, this law, that law. So I'm in my right mind to pursue that claim, surely, or not?
If I was you, I would wait on the flip and I would tell you why. This system, all over the world, all of the little subsystems, they socialist system, they communist systems, they republics, they democracies, whatever they want to call them, all of them coming to an end.
Wow.
When they come to an end, everybody got to get compensated for their shit.
Wow.
You get your whole family inheritance, you might be like, fuck them two houses.
Yeah.
If you when you get your, they know who we are. They've been tracking all of us, hoping that we remain perpetually ignorant.
Wow.
Well, that didn't go too well.
Wow.
All right, he ain't. All them old chiefs you read about in the books and that we heard about in legends, we all here now.
Right.
Everybody had to come see and make sure this shit get closed out because they was tired of the cycles.
Fact. For sure.
So they didn't want to, but they called me.
Oh yeah, brother. You be, hey, man, you be dropping it. Hey, you be dropping it, brother. I'm talking about like, bro, you connected so many dots for me, man. You know what I mean? I was kind of like studying a lot. You know what I mean? Like, had a whole bunch of information, but it just wasn't.
Didn't know what you was needed to do with it, how to use it.
Exactly.
Remember, Pac say, let's not be selfish. It's not always about us. Sometimes we got to be unselfish enough to put it out there so somebody else can use it too. You don't know who you could be helping.
For sure. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I just wanted to tell you, brother, keep spreading the knowledge, man. Hey, you doing your thing, brother. You connected. You connecting these dots out here for, you know, for the people who didn't really understand what was going on, but you really kind of like put it together for me. You know what I'm saying? For me, and I'm sure a lot of more folks because I follow all your videos, and I hear a lot of people saying the same thing. Like, brother, you connecting dots. Like, you connecting the dots. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was on the Israel.
Make sure you check out Dane Calloway and the other brother, Karimo Ahua, the Rise of the Marukhans on YouTube. They be coming with the receipts.
Right.
Same as I do.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple more good channels too. I just don't know them all off the top of my head. Those are some of the ones I've been, supporting for the longest.
Right. I follow Dane Calloway.
Yeah.
Yes.
They be trying to say Dane don't know what he talking about, but they don't. They just arguing that his character. They not arguing with his receipts. They not saying you wrong and here, let me show you where.
Right. Yeah.
They feel like that he should be a shoe shuffling, buck dancing, clown ass nigga, and they mad because he ain't.
Right.
So
Facts.
now that means they can't control him. The only person can influence what he doing is his wife, and she doing the same thing he doing. So what's she gonna influence him to do?
Right. They're a team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team. And the research is his research is real extensive. You know what I'm saying? Like deep. Like,
I was telling him the whole time when you go get the Diary of Nat Turner, you pick it up. On the back, it says novel, and it's in the fiction section of Black History.
Right.
Okay, now, the story was so motivating for us, we manifest that energy. This was a well-planted seed by somebody who knew how we move.
Right.
So, even though it's a fictitious story, Dr. Clark said a story does not have to be factually true to deliver an important truth to posterity.
Right. It's the message.
So the Nat Turner story don't necessarily have to be true, but the essence of what the message that the ancestor that wrote it want to get across, or because they gave all of the credit for all of our work to people that don't look like us. So they accredited the book to a paleface, supposed to be a reporter. But it's what you call light codes in the Diary of Nat Turner. right? So this, in Detroit, we got the Melanic Palace of the Rising Sun.
Right.
It was founded on the light codes extracted from that book. They took the codes out, created the mandala or the symbol to manifest the energy of the ancestor. To tribal conjure.
Right, right.
Those who feel like Nat Turner gonna form into a military brigade on the land. It's gonna be natural. They talk. The book is talking to how you feel, and it ain't talking to your facts. So all of the ones that feel that same energy that Nat Turner had, they're gonna form into a clan. But guess what's gonna happen? They gonna all take on the eyes of a general. Over time, they gonna start seeing that this, wait a minute, the story not what they told us.
Right.
Right. And then they gonna reorganize, regroup, make alliances with other tribes that's been doing the work longer. It's gonna be natural, behind the scenes. We gonna always do this. It's the nature of the clans on the land. We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed.
Yes. For real.
When you know your culture, you can follow the chiefs across the land without ever being outside your house.
Right.
They'll be sending you back what's called, it's like a ping on the Wind Talker channel. Right? And it'll come in, and you would think you just, if you ain't in tune and you ain't been trained by the elder priest, you don't know what you're doing. You think you daydreaming. You're not daydreaming. They talking to you.
Right.
Now, once you can talk to the living telepathically, you automatically can talk to the ancestors spiritually using a higher form of telepathy called clairsentience. Right? Clairvoyance, clairaudience. Right? But you gotta open your heart and you gotta open your mind. You can't just open one of them.
Right.
Then you're lopsided.
Right.
A Yaldabaoth. A malformed deity.
Yeah, brother. What you think about all this Tupac? All the Keefy D and it? Cause I hear you quote a lot of Tupac, you know what I mean? He was one of the chiefs, and you know.
Yeah, Keefy D is he's what you call a drummer. He gotta keep the story alive. You gotta keep it. Don't matter whether he right or wrong. It just only matter that his bullshit keeping the story alive. Why is that important? Because when the time come, everybody gonna say the same thing. It was just a script. You can't send that man to prison. It's just a script. Where the body at?
Right.
Body at? Come on now. Where the body at? Look, it take at least 24 hours to cremate a body.
Fact.
Right? It take at least about a shift to do an autopsy, because you gotta get the people ready, then you gotta get the corpse ready. It take about 8 hours, right?
Right.
If you died, okay, now you gotta get from the hospital, even if the morgue in the basement. Let's say the morgue in the basement. But while you in the hospital, there's certain medical protocols you got to go through before they release the body to the coroner because you died in the hospital. This is going to take about anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. Now, we starting off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:04 to be exact.
Right.
All right, now, by the time they release the body to the coroner's office, it's going to be about 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
All right. Now, this going to be going on in the hospital without nobody else knowing what's going on. All right. Now, they say he got an autopsy. Ain't that what they told us?
Right.
Okay, now none of the vitals in the death certificate match none of the vitals on the driver's license, and that's a blatant contradiction right there. It doesn't match.
Right.
You can't be 5'7" and then get on the gurney and be 6'3". You can't weigh
Right.
167 pounds